Here with Steve Francks, the CEO of the Washington Association of REALTORS. Steve, your home state of Washington experienced devastating wildfires earlier this year. Can you tell us a little bit about the devastation and how families were affected by the disaster?
Yeah, this was actually the second straight year of devastating wildfires in Washington. Both of them, in both years, affected the same small North Central Washington Association of REALTORS, 350 members, and just I think the total amount of homes lost over the course of 2 years is about 500. 3 firefighters lost their lives, just hundreds of people displaced. It's been a real human tragedy. But the Realtor Relief Fund, I'm so proud of what the Realtor Relief Fund was able to do quickly and efficiently to help those folks 2 years in a row. So that part of the story is fantastic.
So when something like that happens in your community, as CEO of association, where do you start?
Right. So when the first fires hit last year, and we reached out to the local association, just a fantastic local AE, Christy Maroney. I said, Christy, how can we help? Do you know about the Realtor Relief Fund? So then we, the state association, coordinated with Sue at the Realtor Relief Fund, and were able to help get them in contact with the people on the ground, the real heroes, the leadership in the North Central Washington Association of Realtors. We very quickly were able to get a $75,000 grant from the Realtor Relief Fund. Washington Realtors matched that, so now we had that money available and immediately started helping those families. That was last year. Now fast forward to this year, and there was still some unspent money. The same area gets hit even harder, and so we immediately kind of did the same thing, worked with the local association and the Realtor Relief Fund. And one of the beautiful things about this is there was no bureaucracy, no paperwork, just, okay, we have money left over from last year, let's start using it now, immediately, to help those families. And the impact that it made on the lives of realtors and just everyday folks out in rural central Washington it's hard to describe.
Do you have one personal story that you can share with us from the experience?
Yeah, it's too bad Christy and her leadership, Jerry Payne, Rocky DeVoe, they have some stories that'll just break your heart. But I remember they shared with our board of directors about an older gentleman who had lived in that area, his whole life, forever, a very modest environment. It's gone. And came into the office and talked about how difficult it is for him to ask anybody for any help, right? That kind of person. But then also shared a story about how he had to evacuate, tried to get back up into the fire area to get some things out, and then realized that he wanted to go back up there and get his cats. And that's the kind of thing that really matters to people. You know how that is. And they told him, the firefighters told him, if you go back up there, we can't guarantee, we can't come up and help you. And he did it anyway. And so the level of personal devastation in every aspect of your life that happens with something like this is something that we can't really appreciate if you're not there. But the Realtor Relief Fund, helping those folks, knowing that we can help you with the mortgage payment, we can help with the rental payment. I mean, some of those folks are still living in tents as of a couple of months ago with winter setting in. So every little bit helps. And again, I just can't say enough good things about how the Realtor Relief Fund was able to help.
One of the amazing things about the Realtor Relief Foundation is that 100% of the donations go towards these families, that there is no overhead that is collected. And so we're really excited to have this online silent auction taking place in just a couple of hours, and it will be open for 48 hours for bidding. The Washington Realtors has a generous donation. Can you tell us a little bit about the item that you've donated to the auction today?
Yeah, we donated a Hawaii getaway, so airfare, nights on the beach, and that's something we're going into our rainy season in Washington, so there may be some people in Washington bidding on that. But if I may, a little bit of a plug for the auction and also for the Realtor Relief Fund again. I was thinking about this, that when there's a disaster of epic proportions, I mean like a Katrina and a Sandy, then it's kind of relatively easy. It's top of mind. Oh, you know what? We should be supporting the Realtor Relief Fund. But things like this, these fires in Washington that maybe only affect a couple of 300 people, it's just as important that the money and the funding is available for those kinds of things, because this can happen. Floods, fires, hurricanes, tornadoes, all of that kind of thing can happen at any time. So we have to have the money available. So we're very proud and very pleased to support that auction. And I'll tell you, I was looking at some of the auction guidelines, and there's lots of really cool stuff with trips and those kinds of things. But the one that caught my eye was like a gift certificate to track down your family history. And that's a really cool one. So I think I may be bidding on that one.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you.